Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Monday, the 26th day of February. Holy cow, this month has gone quick. Carpe Diem Day today.
Carpe
also,
diem.
For Pete's Sakes Day.
Okay.
Oh, for Pete's sakes. For Pete's sake, actually. I said it wrong. Levi Strauss Day. Remember when I was a kid, I always had Levi's. I don't know how long ago it's been since I've owned Levi's. I don't even know what these jeans are that I wear. They're probably just generic jeans.
I've got a few.
Heidi always buys me the best.
I think I just bought a pair. Whatever. You don't even
finest.
let me buy you
No,
jeans.
I don't want. She bought me some with the glitter on the pockets. I'm like, don't do that ever
I
again.
did not.
I wanted to kick my own butt. So, National Letter to an Elder Day, National Pistachio Day. I'm a fan of those, but man, they're hard to get into. National Set a Good Example Day, National Tell a Fairy Tale Day, and Thermos Bottle Day today. All of that, and it's a Movie Star Monday, and hang on a second. Is that right? Howie Mandel? What? Our guest today is Howie Mandel on this Movie Star Monday.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about BetterCreditCards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. You come down with the flu, who do you want to look after you, your partner or your mama? According to a new survey, about 2 in 5 of us would prefer to be under the care of Dr. Mom. 2,000 adults in the U.S. found that men are more likely to agree that mom takes better care of them than their partner does. 43% say mom, 35% say wife.
Of course, mom takes better care of you.
When they're sick, women are likelier to want to be just left alone. 58% of men said they still wish their mom could take care of them when they were sick. 68% said they prefer to keep it to themselves when they're sick. 28% said they prefer to let everyone know. 29% of men have posted a photo to show just how sick they were. Only 20% of women did that. You know, to post it online going, I'm homesick, I don't feel good. And 80% of women feel they handle being sick better than men. What do you think, Heidi?
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. There's
30%
no doubt there.
80% of women agree with Heidi. 30% of men agree with me. I'm so much better. Here's the thing. You don't even know when I'm sick. I just walk it off. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by Genesis Gold, IRA.com. Heidi, did you know that eating a grapefruit with your coffee could prolong the effects of the caffeine and ward off that afternoon slump? That doesn't even sound good, though. Does that grapefruit and coffee? Doesn't that sound disgusting?
The combination sounds gross,
Well,
but
Michelle
I like
Frankel,
both of them.
a chemistry professor at some college somewhere, says that her studies have found that if you eat a lot of grapefruit, you can increase the time the caffeine remains in your system. She made the comment during a Chemistry World webinar. She's the same chemist who enraged tea purists by suggesting that adding a pinch of salt to a cup of tea makes it better. And the world went insane. And then people tried it and they're like, okay, that wasn't all completely wrong. But she also says cabbage, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts could help caffeine clear from your system quicker. So if you want caffeine out, cabbage, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. So,
Okay.
there you go. This lady's just upsetting everybody. I think she just found a way to beat the algorithm online is what she did. I'm going to say something crazy, and people are going to share it. Maybe I'll try that. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. The BAFTA bosses have explained why Matthew Perry was excluded from the In Memoriam segment during their awards. The ceremony on Sunday had a moving tribute to a bunch of other people, but he was left out. The Friend star says, we confirm he will be honored in our forthcoming television awards in May. So they're going, well, we know him from Friends. Even though he's been in over a dozen films,
Well, yeah.
they're saying that we're going to have him in the TV memoriam, not the
He
movie.
should have been included in both.
Probably should have. Wonka, speaking of movies, has notched another sweet box office benchmark, crossed the $600 million mark. So they're doing okay. And ABC has debuted the first promo for the Oscars. They did this maybe a week ago now, but I do have a link if you want to see it. Features Jimmy Kimmel in a recreation of a Barbie scene that reunites the cast members Ryan Gosling and several others. So if you've not seen that promo, I have a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Ampersand, you know what that is, right?
Yes, I do.
When you do the ampersand, how do you draw it? What does it look like?
I don't. How do I relay this on the radio, John?
Okay, well, then never mind. Let's just move on. Because it almost looks like the number 8 with like the little thing broken in a squiggle. But I've seen it where it goes down and it's more like a plus sign. That's another.
No, I don't.
So I don't know what that is. That's not
That's
the
a plus sign.
ampersand.
That's not an ampersand.
But it's like a plus sign with a squiggle. So I don't know. I've seen it both ways. But the ampersand used to be a letter. It was the 27th letter of the alphabet. To avoid confusion with the word and, people added per se before its name when reciting the alphabet. So it ended with X, Y, Z and per se. And per se. That's why it's ampersand. It all ran together. So per se. Okay. That's how I didn't know that. But that was shared. That was sent to me as a fun fact, but it was way too long to use as a fun fact because I'm like, oh, that took like a minute just to do that. And a Chinese trucking company paid $30,000 to move a bunch of snow, thousands of pounds of snow, from the frozen northern city of Harbin to a special needs school in a tropical southern metropolis. Officially, it was Beijing Truck Home Information Technology, a demonstration to show how they could run their refrigeration trucks and drivers and staff. But they did this to bring joy to all of these kids who don't ever get to see snow. So they drove 1,960 miles over the course of 5 days, thousands of pounds of snow that was brought there and dumped for the kids with autism to be able to experience snow for the first time in their life. They say the snow may be cold, but everyone's heart was completely melted.
Aw.
Isn't that cool?
I do love snow, but only for a short period of time.
Yeah, if you bring it in a truck and dump it and it's
and it
melted
goes
by
away,
afternoon,
I
I'm like,
love it.
dude, sign me up. All right, scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. I am so excited to visit with our guest today because I'm a big fan. He's a movie star for sure. Howie Mandel. He's been in several movies. Here's the other thing, though. He's on America's Got Talent right now. That's a TV show. He's also a game show host. He hosted a little game show called Deal or No Deal. Now he's executive producer of Deal or No Deal Island. He's also still doing stand-up comedy, and that is where I first met this guy, Howie Mandel. I remember, Howie, watching you on TV, and it was one of the funny jokes, but also you pulled a glove on your head and you blew it up, and it changed my life because I thought that was so funny. And it was like the next week we were in the hospital to see my grandma, and I put a rubber glove on my head, and I got yelled at for quote unquote wasting gloves. I don't think it was wasting gloves. It was hilarious.
Well, those gloves bought me my first house, so I don't think that's a waste.
No, not at all.
Right, yes. It was a real, I don't know that if it's a tour de force in talent or in ideas or concepts, but that's how I started, on a dare. And all I had was a rubber glove that I always carry because I'm a germaphobe and I don't want to touch anything in a public bathroom. But I had nothing to do on stage, so I pulled it over my head, inflated it with my nose, and look at this.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
It's becoming history.
Yeah.
It's historic.
And Howie, you've had a chance to do so many amazing things. You've got a bunch of movies out there. You've got a bunch of TV shows, game shows. You're a household name. Could you even fathom that back in the 80s, that all of that would come from pulling a rubber glove over your head?
No, I still can't fathom that it's happened. But you know what? Through it all and everything that I do and everything that people see me and know me for, stand-up is my true love and my home. That is the one place where, there are no marks to hit. There's nothing to edit.
And when you're doing stand-up comedy, it's like Howie Unfiltered. You don't have the NBC screeners telling you what you can and can't say.
And also without makeup. And even without hair or makeup.
I love that. So now, when you had a chance to do Deal or No Deal, I remember watching that, and that kind of changed game shows. You're really good at changing stuff. You come in, you just kind of upset the whole game show world, and all of a sudden there's this new concept, and then everybody tried to compete with that. There were several people that followed that said, hey, we're going to do something like that, but you got to do that. You got to be the host of this really cool, groundbreaking show.
And now I'm the executive producer of Deal or No Deal Island, which is a new twist on the same old thing. And I get to do a lot of other things.
And with AGT, you've had a chance to work with some fun characters on there, not just the other panelists, but some of the amazing talent that comes through there. And it's just so much fun to watch that and see. And you guys get to see some amazing people that come through. Some of these talented folks, you just look at that and go, without a show like AGT, we might not ever know they exist.
What's really exciting, though, is when you go to Vegas now and you drive down the strip, every billboard is somebody that either was launched or has something to do with America's Got Talent. So it's fun to be in the room when you watch somebody with a hope and a dream and it all just comes true.
Have there been any that had come through there where you just thought, I thought they would do so much better? And have there been some there you go, I can't believe that they did as well as they did?
It's never, I can't believe they did as well, but there are some people that have come through where I go, I can't believe that this didn't catch on. But, and that's few and far between, because there was even a guy a couple of years ago who's probably a decade ago, whose talent was he had the ability to take kicks and hits to his nether area. His name was Horse, but he ended up with 6 episodes on MTV. So he ended up with something too. So there isn't anything. I always tell people, let us be the judge of whether it's going to go places. Just show up. Half of, success is just showing up.
And speaking of showing up, if people would like to see you on tour, I see you've got several dates still on the tour, and you can find that right now at HowieMandel.com. It's very exciting to see you back out on tour.
I'm thrilled. Anytime I get a chance to be in front of a live audience, doing what I love and my favorite thing to do, I'm thrilled to be there. And I love being in the real world outside of LA and New York, and the real in real America. TV, you don't really get a reaction unless you look at your comments.
Yeah.
But right there in the room, you get a reaction. So that's great.
Absolutely. Again, the website is HowieMandel.com, and I'm looking at the tour schedule right now. Howie, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. We're going to see you on stage real soon.
See you there. Bye-bye.
And I'll throw a link to that tour schedule as well so you can see it. But once again, it is at HowieMandel.com. And like I said, I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at JohnandHeidiShow.com.
Give yourself a little credit.
I've been telling you about BetterCreditCards.com for a few years now. I'd love for you to take a few minutes today to check out the website. Who knows? You might find a better credit card, one that offers a better rate, or a credit card that offers cash back, airline miles, or other points and perks that can help you. Check it out now.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Another term for nieces and nephews is nibblings. We've talked about
I
that.
have heard. I do know that. I had forgotten it.
These are my siblings, and these are my nibblings. What? Let's not say that ever again. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A blue whale's tongue can weigh as much as an elephant. That's amazing. That's how much bigger a blue whale is than an elephant. Their tongue is as big as an elephant. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A pill bug can drink through its rear end as well.
Ew.
So, yeah, that's kind of weird. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
On average, a 150-pound person burns 114 calories per hour while just standing around doing nothing. Just standing there, 114 calories. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
To dig a hole to China, you'd need to start shoveling in Chile or Argentina if you're going to do, a straight line. I don't know how you'd keep that line straight anyway, so... And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Males sweat 40% more than females. Some of us far more than that. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Insurance. It's important to have insurance, but it's more important to have the right insurance. After all, if you're not covered, it's like not even having insurance. Make sure you're covered for whatever claim might come your way with InsuranceChicken.com, helping you peck out great insurance deals in your area. You need insurance on your car anyway. Why not get great rates for great insurance from InsuranceChicken.com? That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question: a poll found the top 2 foods that even the pickiest eaters will eat are, what do you think? The top 2 foods even the pickiest eaters
Are we
will
talking like good for you foods or
No.
any? Okay, French fries.
French fries is one.
And
the
chicken
other-
nuggets.
No, mac and cheese is the other
Oh.
one. I bet chicken nuggets is somewhere on
Yeah, I
that
bet
list,
it is
though.
too.
Yeah, we had a finicky son when he was a little boy.
But we have a very finicky
Yeah,
nephew
our
that will
nephew.
not eat mac and cheese.
Yeah, exactly. So I was going to say all of that. She stole it away from me. So I'll move on. I'll be quiet, Heidi. I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to mention it. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
What could you do with an extra $129 a month? In this economy, every penny counts. So an extra $129 each month would absolutely help. Well, 97% of us have a cell phone, and the average person pays $144 a month. Mint Mobile can help you save a mint. At just $15 a month, that's an average savings of $129 each month. It's time for a Mintervention. Switch and save today. Get this special offer at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. It is not exactly a job opportunity, but it's an opportunity, I guess, to do something unique. NASA has put out a call for volunteers, so it's not a job, volunteers, to participate in their second year-long simulation for a Mars mission. The space agency is looking for 4 people for its, quote, crew health and performance exploration analog, end quote. It's going to start in the spring of next year. I think it's next year. Anyway, the selected crew members will be housed in a 1,700 square foot 3D printed habitat. The Mars Dune Alpha habitat at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston is designed to simulate what life might be like for future explorers on the red planet. During their stay, volunteers will perform habitat maintenance. They'll grow crops, among other things. The habitat also has 1,200 square feet sandbox attached to it to simulate spacewalks on Mars. It is a paid gig, but no word on how much. Okay, so they said volunteers earlier. NASA is accepting applications on their website now through the 2nd of April. I've got a link to it, by the way. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. It's going to probably take us a couple days to get through these, but I have from Dictionary.com, they added 327 new entries. Here are some of them. Bed rotting, the practice of spending many hours in bed during the day, often with snacks on an electronic device or watching movies or whatever. That's called bed rotting. It's a new term from Dictionary.com. Bussin' means great, wonderful, or amazing. Barbiecore, an aesthetic or style featuring pink and fluffy stuff quite often. So very pink things are Barbiecore. Cheat code is another new word. I've heard that for years, but now it's official in Dictionary.com. A ploy or technique that bypasses traditional methods or rules in order to improve oneself or one's success. How about this? Girl dinner. Have you ever heard of the words girl dinner?
No.
It's new, according to Dictionary.com, an attractively presented collection of snacks that involve little preparation, such as small helpings of cold cuts, cheese, fruit, cherry tomatoes. Okay, but it is sufficient enough to constitute a meal for one. And we have more to add to this list tomorrow. You can find all of them now in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-310-5831. 800-310-5831. That's 800-310-5831.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today comes from Joan Rivers, who says, "People say money is not the key to happiness, but I've always figured if you have enough money, you could have a key made."
That is true.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, Joan Rivers. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And I think this is a really cool story. I don't know how it could get any better than this. It comes from Tampa, Florida. Mr. Mo is my hero. A middle school custodian saves a student's life. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
So it was a bustling lunchroom at a middle school in Florida. An ordinary day took a heart-pounding turn when a 7th grader, Xavier Wilson, found himself in a frightening situation. What began as an innocent lunchtime snack turned into a life-threatening emergency when Wilson started choking. And it could have ended tragically if not for the quick thinking and heroic actions of a custodian, Mo Hamad. His name is Mohammed Mo Hamad. And Wilson was struggling to breathe. His distress caught the attention of Mr. Mo, who sprang into action without hesitation. Recognizing this unusual behavior, he swiftly approached Wilson. Mr. Mo performed a thing called the Heimlich maneuver. Heidi has done this numerous times.
Yes, I have.
After 3 tense attempts, Mr. Mo's efforts paid off. The food was dislodged from his throat, allowing him to breathe freely once again. The principal, Tamara Brooks, spoke fondly of Mr. Mo, emphasizing his humility and dedication to the students beyond just his job description. What he was choking on, by the way, it looks like maybe it was it's called a taki, T-A-K-I.
Oh, yeah.
T-A-K-I-S.
Our daughter likes to eat those.
It looks like maybe kind of like a chip, something like that.
Yeah.
I've never had one. I don't know what that is. It says, he is the most humble person you could ever meet, the principal remarked. He does a lot of things that go beyond his job description because he loves the students here at the school. For Wilson, Mr. Mo's actions transformed him from a custodian to a true hero. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Wilson expressed his sentiments simply yet powerfully. He said, "Mr. Mo was my hero. He saved my life." I love that. What a great story.
That's so great.
You can find a link to that story in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.